So do you have to write this question out?
Yeah. So, uh, in our last lesson, we have done simple interest. Today, we're going to do the questions on compound interest. The first one says calculate the amount after 2 years on £100 at 5% compound interest. So, basically, for compound interest, we don't have a formula for interest, but we do have a formula for amount. Amount equals principal into 1 plus rate raised to the power n. So this p means the principal, r means the rate, and n means the time. We know that the principal is 100 and the rate of interest is 5%, and we're investing for 2 years, so n is 2. You can just directly put the values in here. 100, 1 plus rate. We always put the rate in form of decimals. And means 2 the time. Now you're just gonna simplify it. This 100 remains same. First we're gonna work out the bracket. We're going to add them. 1.05 raised to the power 2. Now you can just put the whole thing on calculator and you're gonna get your answer. Or you could first work out 1.05 whole squared and then times it with 100, and you're going to get 110.25. So amount actually means at the end of investment, how much money would you have altogether? This amount includes the principal, which is 100, and the interest. If the principal is 100, then the interest must be 10.25. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that the amount is the combination of the principal and the interest for the whole investment. Okay, now let's do question number 2. It's right here. I want you to work it out. You have to work out amount after 3 years on £200 at 10% interest. So you just had to do it. Again, you just need the formula for amount, and principal is 200. 1 plus rate. 1 plus rate is 10%, which is 0.1. And when you add them, it's going to be 1.1. And when you close bracket, you're going to put the power of 3 because it is for 3 years. And when you put it on calculator, you're going to get this. Okay. Now, okay, we're doing this one now. A sum of 250 grows to 302.5 in 2 years. Find the rate of compound interest. We have to work out R here. Is that right?
Yeah.
So basically, the sum grows into this. 250 grows into this. They have given us two things. In 2 years, they have given us three things. This must be the time. And we have to work out the rate. Now, can you tell me what is this 250 and what is this 302?
The 250 is the principal,
Yes.
and the 300. Wait, are we supposed to like do the 302 pounds as well?
Yeah. What is this?
That would be the rate.
No, we have to work out the rate. The rate is missing here. What is this 302?
It's the time.
The time is 2 years. This is not the time. You can see that it is in form of it's an amount. It's in pounds, so it's money. It's in terms of money, so it's either interest, principal, or amount. If this is the principal, it must be interest or it must be amount. So what is this 302? Is it the interest or is it the amount?
The amount.
The amount, because 250 is growing into this. The interest is a percentage of the principal, so interest is always less than the principal. But this 302 is bigger than 250. So basically, this 250 has become 302. Why? Because they have included the interest in it. So basically, this is the principal and this is the amount. This is what you would get at the end of the investment. That is what you have collectively at the end of the investment. So this is amount, representing it with A. This is the principal, so P. And 2 years means the time. Time is represented by small n in this formula. I'm just going to replace the values in here. 302 pound 50 for amount, 250 for principal, 1 plus rate raised to the power 2. I'm not replacing r with anything, and it's because we have to work out the rate. The rate is missing. Now, how are we going to work it out?
We're going to first find out what R is.
Yes, that's what we have to do. So, how are we going to
The
do
rate.
that?
Well,
You need to work out r here. So, basically, you need to move everything else from here, and you just need to keep the r here, and everything else should be on the other side. So, we're going to start moving the things. You're going to move this 250 first. So, this is multiplying with the bracket, isn't it?
yeah.
It means you need to do the opposite now. You're going to divide it. So 302.5 divided by 250, and you're left with 1 plus rate whole squared. Now, if you put this thing on calculator, if you divide them on calculator, you're going to get 1.21, and the bracket here remains same. Now, we just need r here, so we need to move the things around. How are we going to do that? We have got a square here and we have got a 1 here. What are we going to remove first? The square or the 1? Yes, the square. So how do we remove square? We need to do the opposite of square. And the opposite of square is square root. So you're going to take square root of this and square root of this. And this square cancels out with the square root. And if you put 1.21 inside a square root in a calculator, on a calculator, you're going to get 1.1 here. And this one is just left with 1 plus rate, because the square root and the square were cancelled out. Now, to get the value for r, you need to remove this 1. This one is adding here, isn't it? So you have to move it around. You're going to take it away. So 1.1 remains same, and you're taking away 1 from it. And you're going to get 0.1. The rate is 0.1. It's in decimals, isn't it? To write it in percentages, you're gonna multiply it with 100 and you're gonna get 0.1 times 100, you're going to get 10%. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's how we work out the rate. Okay, now I want you to work out number 3, this one right here. How much interest is earned on 600 after 3 years at 5% compound interest? So you have to work out the interest here. Yeah, your answers for amount is correct. Now, do you know how to work out the interest?
Do we just have to like take it away by 600?
Yes. So first, since we know there's only one formula for amount, wait, let me show you. So since there's only one formula here in compound interest, which is the formula for amount, you first have to work out the amount. Only then you can work out the compound interest. So it says how much interest is earned on 600. The 600 is the principal basically. So I'm going to write it in the place for principal. And then after 3 years at 5%. 5% is the rate, 3 years is your time. So 1.05 because 1 plus 0.05 makes 1.05. And then the time n, the time is 3 years. So you're going to give it an exponent of 3. And using this, when you work it out on calculator, you're going to get 694.575. So this is the amount. How much did it increase? The principal was 600. Now it has become 694.575. So, you know, the additional money you can see on 600, that is the interest basically. So you just had to take them away. So, you know, for interest, you're going to do 694.575 take away 600 and you're left with 94.575. And this is the answer. Okay, now I want you to do number 4. A sum is invested at 10% compound interest for 2 years and it becomes 484. Find the original amount. The original amount means the money that you invested. The money you have invested has become 484 right now. So you have to work out how much money you actually invested. Yes, your answer is correct. So let me show you how. So this 484 is the amount. Why? Because the sum has become 484. It shows that the amount that you invested has become 484. So this is the total amount. The principal is missing that we need to work out. And the rate of interest is 10%. So 1.1 plus 0.1, which makes 1.1. And the time is 2 years. So since we need to work out P, principal, you will have to just move this whole bracket around. This bracket is multiplying with P. So you'll have to divide it with this. And you can just put the whole thing on calculator and you're gonna get £400 for principal. Okay, so that's did you get that? Okay, the next one is right here. It says compare 500 at 5% simple interest versus 5% compound interest over 3 years, which is greater. So here we need to work out the same question with both simple interest and compound interest, and we need to see which one is giving us the bigger amount. So let's start with simple interest. For simple interest, we have a formula for interest, that is P or T, principal rate time. The principal is 500, the rate is 5%, the time is 3 years. So 500 times 0.05 times 3. And when you work it out, you're gonna get 75. And this is the interest. This is not the amount yet. To work out the amount, you'll have to do principal plus interest, which is the principal was 500 and the interest is 75. And when you add them both, you're gonna get 575. So this is the interest this is the amount you get with simple interest. Amount includes both the principal and the interest you earned on your principal. So this is here. Now we're gonna do the same question with compound interest. For compound interest, we just have to put it in a simple formula. It's right here, 1 plus rate with an exponent of n. P means the principal, R means the rate, 1 plus R means 1 plus 5%. 5% is 0.05. So 0.05 plus 1, it is 1.05. Now we just need to put the exponent n, which is 3 years. We're gonna put the whole thing on calculator. And it gives you 578.81. Now you need to compare which one is giving you the bigger value. Which one of them is bigger? This one or this one? Obviously, you can see that 578 is bigger than 575. So you're gonna say the compound interest gives you the bigger value, the bigger amount. The next question says the sum of 1000 is invested for 3 years at 6% compound interest. Find the total amount. This is simple. You just need to put it in formula P1 plus R to the power n. This is P, this is n, and this is R. Number 3 says a bank offers 4% simple interest or 3.5% compound interest, which is better over 5 years on 2000. So we have to work out the simple interest and we have to work out the compound interest. But this time, instead of giving us the same amount of rate, they have given us different amount of rate. So let's see. We're gonna start with simple interest. Principal is 2000. The rate for simple interest is 4%, and the time is 5 years. So simple interest means P or T. So P or T, you could do principal 2000, rate 0.04, time 5 years. And you're just gonna put it on calculator and it's going to give you 400. Now the question didn't say anything about what you have to work out. Like, do you have to work out the interest or do you have to work out the amount? They're just asking you which one of them is better, which one of them is going to give you more money at the end. So, the principle is same for both of them. You just need to see if which one of them is earning you more interest. So you can either work out interest for both of them or you could work out the amount for both of them. Both ways could be correct. So I'm going to work out the amount. So the amount here is going to be in principal plus interest. the principal was 2000 and the interest is 400. It's going to be 2400 for simple interest. Now let's see for compound interest. For compound interest, the principal is same, 2000. The rate is different and the time is again the same, 5 years. How much was the interest for compound interest? 3.5 paise. And when you change it into decimal, it's going to be 0.035. So we know that we have a direct formula for amount here, which is principal into 1 plus rate with an exponent of time. The principal is 2000. 1 plus rate means 1 plus 0.035. So I'm directly writing 1.035 raised to the power 5. Now put the whole thing on calculator. And you're going to get 2375.37. So this is the amount you're getting for compound interest. Now this one is giving you smaller answer than simple interest, and the reason is because you have used a rate less than 4%, because in simple interest you used 4%, here you're using 3.5%. If you had used the same interest, then of course the compound interest would have been bigger. So for this one, the correct answer is the simple interest. The simple interest is better. It's giving you a bigger value. A sum doubles in value in 10 years at simple interest. Find the annual rate. So it's saying whatever the principal was, it doubles. The amount would be twice of the principal. So can you say that it's going to be 2 times the principal? Whatever your principal is, amount is going to be 2 times the principal, because it is saying in the question that a sum doubles. A sum doubles mean, you know that how we work out a double, we would just have to multiply the thing with 2. So we invested the principal. So of course the principal is doubling. So you need to multiply 2 with principal to work out the amount. Now the time is 10 years and we need to work out the rate. Okay, now we know that for simple interest we have P or T. This is the formula. Why am I using the formula for simple interest? Because the question says simple interest. Now, the principal is missing, the rate is also missing, and the time is 2 years. Oh, sorry, 10 years. And the simple interest is also missing. We cannot use this formula unless we know the 3 things and only one of them is missing. So let's see one other formula. The other formula for that we know is amount equals principal plus interest. Remember? So have they given us the amount? They have given us this thing instead of the amount, so we're going to use this. So A equals 2 times the principal. So instead of writing A, I'm going to replace it with 2P, and then this is again the principal, and then this is the interest. Interest means, you know that we're talking about simple interest, so obviously it's going to be the simple interest. So what am I going to do is I'm going to move this P around, and I'm going to make this simple interest the subject. I'm making the simple interest the subject. Why? Because that way I can use it in this formula. So let's make simple interest the subject. So here, if you want to make this the subject, I'm going to move the p around. 2p take away p equals simple interest. Why did I take it away? Because the principal was adding here, and when you move it, you're going to take it away, and you're just left with principal equals simple interest. Because 2p take away 1p is just 1p. So instead of writing 1p, you can just write a p. Okay, now I'm going to use it in this. So wherever you see simple interest, you're going to replace it with a principal. So here, simple interest equals p or t. Simple interest equals p and then or, and then the time is 10 years. Now we're gonna move things around. So what are we gonna do when we move? We need to move this p, and then we need to move this 10. So first, we can move both of them at the same time. So I'm gonna move this p around. This p was already here, and when you move this p, you're gonna divide it, and then this 10 was multiplying, and when you move it, you're gonna also divide it. So now you can see that we are left with p over p multiply 10. These are multiplying and these are dividing, right? So you can cancel out this p with this p, and you're left with 1 over 10 with the rate r. Now you're gonna just change it into a percentage by multiplying it with 100, and it's going to be 10%. The rate is 10%. So this is it, and you can go through the thing one more time. You can go back to the question and repeat it to understand it better, or you could try working it out by yourself. Only then you would understand it.